eForMarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. About 20 after 2 FOMC day. Mining traders use risk capital you can afford to lose. All right, just scanning a couple of the charts. With a multi-view like this, I can click on a chart and pull it up and say, show me what I want to see in a bigger frame. Right now, the first thing that's caught my eye, and hopefully yours, is the top of this box. We talked about 42s to 43s as a resistance zone. Although we can go higher, that's the natural place to make sure you take profits right here at the top of this box. Anybody that is playing contra to the push needs to be aware of several things. First of all, rising moving averages coming up, and the fact that there's a directional move now, and the longs have actually reversed the trade by taking out the high a tad. In any event, probably the most important chart for us as well is the weekly chart, which is showing us, make sure you are paid by 43 and a quarter. And if you're trying to short this pole, first target obviously becomes this 38 to 37, and don't overstay it. Anybody's got a trailer, you can work against this push, but usually the first thrust up, you try to buy a pullback. That's what I had suggested to our team. Once we started up the long side, just buy the pullback and get in it. And this is double top-ish. First pullback, if you can get by the first line, is come back, try to get past the second, and then the third. Okay, we've got our middle at 30 and a quarter now, not too far away from that 29, like a symmetry type trade. So we've advised all along to make sure you paid into that 38 to 42 zone, and using 46, 47 as resistance. And here's our angel demon. Note that we're trying to hold the top of that 36 right now. First pullbacks usually are buyable. That's why you cannot just close your eyes and short and say, that's it. Energy is up right now and trying to bust the short stops. That's what it's been trying to do ever since this poll started. And obviously, we're going to make note of the 25 area as our scene of the crime. Predictive model right here at 46, 47 area. We said let's use the idea of 47 to 48 resistance for now. And the longs would love to just bust some highs here first before retreating, but who knows? Try to catch the meat of the move, and then the rest of it is horse trading. And our first logical target was try to test the double top. And flick of a wrist, undone everything the shorts had accomplished. And we said, don't, don't get too cocky down here. Anything happens with news. Why would you work all day and give it all back? It doesn't make sense. And let's see what this chart's telling us. We had quite a poke to the downside, then we get up, and then once we get the thrust, if you like standard deviations and you like the idea of swinging an equidistant move, and if you're down here, in the bottom level, then you've got to expect you're going to get up to the top level. It doesn't seem likely to do that, but it does, just the way the market operates. And I'm looking at this as a retest of this breakdown from yesterday right here, where we had this third time through at the 42 area. 1, 2, 3, and then plunged after that broke. So this is a retest, and they're trying to push in a brave game face by the longs right now, trying to push everybody back and intimidate and knock stops out. But I believe this will fail within the next 5 points. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the goal should be to try to knock stops a bit and then look for it to roll back over a bit. Pivot point today is also at 41. We'd gone to a little bit deeper chart, a 60-minute chart, that because the 30 had rolled over. So we said, let's use that 12 area as our support, 12 to 13. If we got there, and obviously no thought of trying to get there ahead of news. And once the news comes out, a directional move, you go with the direction. Got to let it play out. Minimum rule, we have at least 15 to 30 minutes for a directional move. Give it time to play out. Don't be in a rush to short. Try to get into the push and then try to get yourself a little bit more as traders get squeezed, positions get knocked out. And we had suggested use 33 support. Try to test this high. Good example of fast moving average catching up here and pushing up. And again, our suggestion, make sure you paid 42s to 43s, and anything above here, good fortune. And I've suggested our team make sure you paid 44s to the 46, 47 area. This green line target is hit. And the basis for this is target 1 today. And then target 2 is up here a little bit higher at 50 area. Didn't think would quite get there. And I had the idea of perhaps at T1, 44s would be a function of the low, right? I mean, the low, there's a 1 minute chart. We're down here at 24. So that's about 20 plus trade. Figure somebody wants profits. 1 minute chart here. And like I said, usually you don't want to rush into trying to short. You want to try to go with that trend. So again, trying to keep that important 38 idea for now as a key idea. The midweek idea. And right now we're squeezing the shorts. And if you've had a good run here, you want to make sure you get paid coming in. Spend about a half an hour. And sometimes you get too aggressive wanting that last tick, and then you kind of get to a saturation point where you can give back what you just made. You worked half an hour for and give it back in 5 minutes. Well, I had 46 and a quarter. There it is. And above this, good fortune. And this high right in here, basis this chart would be our next resistance level, 48.5. So primary target has been hit. Taking out this high, getting into the next box, and then obviously good fortune, anything up here. So retesting yesterday's breakdown area. And shorts have, I'd hate to say it, squandered, because you never know. This was really a strange pattern today to sell off and, like I said, take risk off and then come in the Fed up. You almost always see a Fed up move after news, and then it'll sell off within the next day or two. That's typical. But we shall see. Note this 36 area is last week's high, so we've got to get it back underneath that as a short. Continue coming back, testing backwards. So long still, solidly in control for now. And our predictive model, we'd say that if we get above the 42s, then this 47 zone could be the next target area. Just trying to show the sequence of using all of the tools we've got. And just because you hit a line doesn't mean it has to stop there. You're just entering into the next resistance zone, which is 52 at the top and the bottom of it, 46.75. So that's why this was a high odds target for us today. And assuming that if you're conservative, you're going to at least move your stops up, even if you want more, that's fine, but stops up. And this is like a 30-point trade off of the floor, 1% move. And I'm thinking by the end of the day, there's somebody that's a day trader that's going to want to take profits, and that may cause a little bleed back. If we get it, fine. If we don't, fine. It's always tomorrow. Not a lot of support built up in this move. And like I said, the best thing to do is climb on board when train is running. Don't be the first to try to short it. Just let it play out. Sit by the first pullback. See if you can get in and get a little bit more and tackle these 42s to 43s. And we're going to point out this low right here at 36. That's our squeeze pivot. Until that goes, that's going to hold the shorts captive. Once that breaks, then you open the door to something below that. But for now, that's our squeeze pivot, and we're going to keep an eye on that because that contains any pullbacks for now. And then in subsequent rotations, then obviously the low of this bar will be an important idea, and the low of this doji bar right here at 29. If that's escaped you, you should note that that was yesterday's low. So this 29 is also an important support. Hope that helps.